Welcome. Today I will be giving a short informational presentation on one of the four fundamental forces in nature, gravitation. Let's get into this. Gravity is one of the four basic forces of nature and is also the most well known. The other fundamental forces are seen here on the slide. They are the strong force, which basically holds all the atoms and particles together. The electromagnetic, it's described by its electromagnetic fields and determines all the internal properties of most objects encountered in daily life. And then there's the weak force, which causes radioactive decay. In this presentation, I will focus on gravity. Gravity was discovered by Isaac Newton in the late 17th century. Everyone knows this story. He started thinking about gravity when he was sitting beneath an apple tree and an apple fell from a tree and landed next to him. And after much studying, he published Principia in 1687. In this book, Newton posed the theory of gravity, in which the force that makes planets to move around the sun is the same force that makes objects fall to the earth, the force of gravity. And in his theory, Newton deduced, and I quote, "Gravity is a force of mutual interaction of body with mass, and this force is inversely proportional to the square of the distance between objects," end quote. Despite what you might think, gravity is actually the weakest of the four basic forces of nature. And I'm about to read some statistics about how much weaker the gravitational force is. And I was thinking about reading the full numbers, but I figured I'd just put them on the slide and read the abbreviated form here. The gravitational force is approximately 10 to the negative 38th power times the strength of the strong force. As known, or, gravity is 38 orders of magnitude weaker. Or 10 to the negative 36th times the strength of the electromagnetic force, and 10 to the negative 29th times the strength of the weak force. So obviously a lot weaker. Kind of gives you a scale and perspective of the other forces, doesn't it? In modern physics, gravitation is most accurately described by the general theory of relativity by Einstein in 1915. What this theory of relativity says is that gravity is not a force, but is a consequence of the curvature of space and time. Thus, massive body creates a curve in space and time, then initial trajectory that with straight lines becomes curved. Gravity is an amazing force that literally shapes the world we live in. Thank you so much for listening, and here are my sources.